Good morning. Day 4. Day 4. Quarter of the way through on Delightful. A quarter of the way plus 1 on True North. Oh my gosh. We haven't even started yet. That's what I love about this the most. I did not get up and at 'em today. I worked late. So I generally am out of the wool room at like a decent time. It depends on when my day starts. But my day started yesterday right after the live, started at 9:30. I worked till like 10:45 last night. I worked so late. And I was just in the zone and I just got a whole bunch of stuff done. But this morning I suffer. So I'm in my like cozy sleepy coffee time. I didn't even get up with a coffee maker. Good morning, Tracy. Good morning. All right, people are coming on in for day 4 of Advent lore. Ooh, apparently I'm going to sing now too because I'm tired. This is how we're going to roll. You are getting pajama time? I didn't. I'm like, nope, we're not doing it. Morning, Gladys. Morning, Kaylee. Good morning. Oh, Kaylee's good afternoon. Yeah, you're on Atlantic time. You're ahead of me by hours in your day. I like that. Kaylee's probably gotten like a world of things done. I've just like schlumped out of bed, got my coffee. Okay. Oh, excuse me. Oh, Melanie Allaire, she lives for my mug collection. This is another one from my sister. Isn't that pretty? Look at that color. I mean, it helps. I have an epic mug collection for 2 reasons. 1, I love mugs. I have a real specific mug criteria. 2, I have a sister who's a potter, right? So like, you know, yesterday's mug, I had a blue one. I think I had my blue one in yesterday's. That was not my sister's pottery, but it was handmade pottery, local handmade potter, because she's also huge on, I need to be buying from and like supporting other potters too. Like she's like, well, if you're at a market and you see a really good mug, you buy that mug. Potters need support. You need to buy their mugs. I'm like, okay. So it's always my little bougie market purchase because mugs always run anywhere between like 35 and 50 bucks, which is a lot for a single mug if you think about just a mug. But if you think about the fact that it's a handmade clay mug, if you think about the fact that it's like someone had to sit here with their hands and craft this and then fire it and she owns a kiln and then get all these like glazes on it and do all the things, then all of a sudden I'm like, you want 40 bucks? Yeah, that is not expensive. But it's interesting, hey? Like the idea that if I walked into Walmart and there was a mug for 40 bucks, I'd be like, what? Like, no. Anyway, good morning, Kathy. All right, people piling in. We're coming on in to the wool room. Welcome to the wool room this morning. If you are here, you're wondering why there is a pajamad woman in pajamas. We're starting over. Good morning. If you've wandered into this YouTube and you have any questions about where you have found yourself here, let me answer them for you. Hello, my name is Melly, and I have a business from my home called MellyKnits, where I get a bunch of raw woolen from all over the world and I wash it. And then it lays out on little screens. I've got like 8 pounds in front of the fireplace this morning. And then we cart it up on these big machines that we have. Oh, Pajama Women Unite. Hi, Gail. Good morning. I put it on these big machines I have called carters. I've got one right next to me here. You can see that's a carter, a big carter. Oh, homie, you can stay next to me this morning. Okay, we'll leave homie here. And then that prepares it in such a way that people who like to hand spin, so get it on a wheel or on a spindle and create their own yarns can. So that's what I do. I do the beginning part. I do the mucky poopy part. and then present clean, fluffy, brushed out wool to the world. So that's essentially what wool processing is, what I do. So if you are totally new here, I hope that gave you like the most ABCs of wool processing, and welcome. I am going to open my Advents today, day 4. Those of you who are here, it's probably everybody here who is just here, but you know, I give an intro just in case. But like, how do we feel about ABCs to intros? That was a good one, right? That was a real basic. I think I nailed that. I'm going to use that one the next time I'm out, like anywhere socially where anyone asks me what I do. Well, I brush out wool for hand spinners. Who remembers what I did? Erica, very smooth. Who remembers who I opened first yesterday? True North day 1, Delightful day 2, True North day 3, Delightful day 4. We're starting with Delightful. So reminders again, beautiful art. This is original art by an Inuit artist up in Nunavut. Her name is Iki Iki. And in my first YouTube, I have her in the description. You can click and you can find her Etsy. I'll put her in this one again too. I'll just refresh every few days because how pretty. And the two-sided, like it's different arts. So I keep looking at this guy. There's my Inukshuk right there, right? Under the word delightful. Okay. And then over here, he's in kind of like a different location. Like I wonder, are they the same guy from a different perspective? Are they friends? Am I just looking at this mountain from a different place? I think I am. I think it's like just reversed, but this one's got a moon. Anyway, I love this bag. I don't think this one's the same on both sides. Okay. We're doing Delightful. We're starting with Delightful. 6 fine wool fleeces from, I think I hit up a couple countries. I got a couple countries in here. And first day plain, second day mixed with something. So yesterday we opened a pure white bond. Absolutely beautiful. No, we didn't. We opened a pure white cornhole. Hold on. Just wait. Come on, Melly. Yesterday we opened a pure white cormo. It was a stunning white squishy morsel. And that was from Jeff Rupert, from Rupert's Corriedales and Cormos in Pennsylvania. And today we are going to see it. I'm actually going to go get that day. We're going to see it blended. We also opened, what else did we open? Oh, we opened the treasure. We opened the hot chocolate. Anybody have their hot chocolate? I actually did not have my hot chocolate yesterday. I meant to. Okay, here we go. Okay, so this was yesterday's, just for the reminder. This is what we begin with. This is the blank slate of the beautiful white, floofy, super squishy, super soft cormo. This is what the lock looked like. Very, very pretty. We love it. Yes, yes, yes. Okay, now we're going to see what I blended it with. Day 4. So cute. All right, remember, the fancy ones come in the silver packaging. Oh, that's my little ASMR. There it is. Right away, you're gonna notice a slight color difference. Oh, I hope this camera picks up the color. I hope. Now remember, my intention in Delightful this year was to get the 2 days to not, like, I don't want epic barber pole. I want gentle if I'm gonna have a barber pole. So this one, I'm gonna hold them next to each other in just a minute. This one is blended with alpaca. And I was wondering about using just alpaca in the Advent, but alpaca is such a luxury fiber. I wonder sometimes if we just see it a lot so people don't necessarily view it that way. But let's talk about this alpaca that I put in with the cormo. So cormo alpaca is what we have got today. You can see the little tufts in here. So this alpaca's name is Pebbles. I thought that was the cutest thing. Her grandfather's name was Granite, and so when she was born, she was the first cria born to this farm in Ontario. It's called All In Alpacas in Ontario. They named her Pebbles, and I thought it was just the cutest thing. But before I carry on, I need to show you Pebbles. I ended up purchasing, I don't know, maybe like 6 or something pounds, 8 pounds from All In Alpacas, and I bought a pound of each. I just got a la carte. I was like, just send me a little bit of everybody. I went back for the rest of Pebbles, and I will show you why. I will show you why this fleece had me going back. Okay, hold on. Is that a good lock? Sometimes that one's kind of gimped from the bag. There's a lock of Pebbles. It is so crimpy. It is so soft. It is so icy light gray. This is like dove gray mixed with a bit of ice. There, it is so beautiful. This whole alpaca blanket is like this. The whole thing. So Pebbles is 18 microns with a 100% comfort factor. So if you're ever looking at fleece and you're looking at micron count, that is the width of the individual fiber, okay? The individual like little strand. Do you know what I'm saying? That's what the micron count is speaking to. So the lower the micron count, the softer the fleece. 18 is soft. Vicuña, which is the world's most expensive fiber, I think, someone can correct me if I'm wrong, which is also a camelid. So alpaca, camel, llama, vicuña, guanaco, they all run in the same camelid kind of umbrella. Vicuña is like 15 microns. 14 microns. What makes that one so expensive is rarity, and that they kind of stay that micron. Even when they age, they sort of just always stay there. So like you can get alpaca that's like 30 microns, scritchy stuff, right? You can. So 18 microns, that's heckin' soft. I don't believe this is a cria. Cria means baby alpaca, in case anyone was this cria alpaca? I don't know. Maybe I'm going to ask and I will put a correction in these notes if this is a baby alpaca. Okay. And there's 2 kinds of alpaca you guys have probably heard of. There's Guanaco and Guanaco is the actual animal, Oaxaca. Now I have no words. And Surrey. And this is the crimp. So Surrey is straight and long and actually behaves in a blend a lot like silk. And then this one is this is the more common type, and it is just fluffy and crimpy and has body, and it's so beautiful. So anyway, this is the alpaca. Oh, I was talking about softness. Okay, micron counts and how they can be, you know, they determine the softness of the individual fiber. But there's a test that they do because that's not there's standard deviation tests, but there's also this way they test called a comfort factor, which is, okay, so we've tested microns from around the whole entire fleece, but there's deviation, right? Usually you're going to see the strongest fibers running right up the center of the lock. They're a part of what gives it like its structure and all that kind of stuff. So how many microns are those? Because even though the fleece might say it's 18 microns, like you're still going to have a variation where there's some that aren't 18 microns. There's some that are higher and lower. That's the average micron is 18. So comfort factor speaks to how average is it, I guess you could say. So if you see a sheep that it comes in, it says, oh, it's, 20 microns with a 96% comfort factor. That means 4% of that fleece is over 30 microns. That's the general look at it. So when a fleece says it's 18 microns and it is 100% comfort factor, that means there is not one fiber in this whole blanket that's over 30 microns. So there might be some 24s in here, but 30 I think is where they cap that. Again, if you're like a shepherd, like if Harriet's on here from How Nui and you're thinking I'm gimping this up, you let me know. But that's how this works. So whenever you see those like 99.7% comfort factor, that means 0.03% of that fleece had fibers above 30 microns. Otherwise, that whole thing's under, even though the average might be 18 or might be 20, there is deviation. Does that make sense? Can you believe I'm attacking micron explanation first thing in the morning when I just hoofed my coffee? There you go. So that's why I selected this alpaca. It's a beautiful Canadian representation of alpaca. My goodness, we have gorgeous alpaca here, which I found out doing True North. Hello. So this one just had to carry over into Delightful. It had to. It was so beautiful. And now look, I've got this whole bag of pebbles. I just went crazy. I still have some raw too. She is exceptional. And so there's the story of Pebbles from All In Alpacas in Ontario. And we put her with this gorgeous Rupert's Merino. So see how we're not going to lighten it too much. There's those locks together. And then these together look like this for anyone who's going to ply them together. See how close that is? We aren't playing too much. Now my light's not like awesome in here this morning, but you get, I'm going to hold still even so you can see. You get the idea. That's going to make the most beautiful skein if folks are following the little path of togetherness on plying these. Cormo alpaca, gorgeous. I mean, it's just so soft. It's just so soft. Also, Pebbles is a 4-time champion. When she goes out to things, she's won 4 times, not 3, 4 times. I put that on the card too. I was like, I want everyone to know this is a boss alpaca. Champion. All In Alpacas is on Instagram, as is Rupert, who I told you guys to go check out yesterday for pretty sunsets and banjos. All In Alpacas, they're busy. They're moving these alpacas around, big promoters of this type of fiber. So go check them out if anyone is curious. Okay, so there is Delightful, day 4. No treasures with the days that have the exotic fibers in them. Tomorrow we'll open a new fine wool breed. Sorry, I can't stop touching it. It's so good. All right, tomorrow we're gonna open a new fine wool breed and journey further into our Delightful. Okay, now let's move on to True North. Did anybody have questions about anything I just said? I said quite a bit there. We were getting a little technical on my beautiful alpaca. Okay, actually you need to go over here on the homie. Oh, because I don't have space for you. I'm a little homie. Any questions? Good morning, good morning. Anybody want to know anything about anything I just said? I'm losing my hair. My hair is falling out. We're just going to leave it. All right, let's open True North. We're zooming this morning. Yeah. Oh, that's Delightful. Here we go. True North. This one, for anyone just tuning in, 13 days to spin. Each day has 20% alpaca. We are following the alpaca across Canada. So we are beginning in Newfoundland. We've done Nova Scotia. We've done PEI. That was yesterday. Today we're going to jump into New Brunswick. New Brunswick alpaca. And then it's blended with a wool. We also have a treasure today. So let's open the little treasury first. This is a little keychain from Rocklin Art. Rocklin_art if you're looking for her on Instagram. So I was searching, and what the camera's not pulling up is the texture of this. It is feather light, which is super cute. Let's see if I can get that texture. See? And okay, so when I contacted Rocklin Art, she makes jewelry. Beautiful like earrings, you know what I'm saying? And like necklaces and different pieces, dream catchers, gorgeous, gorgeous stuff. She's an Indigenous maker here in British Columbia, which is where I am. And I reached out, I'm like, hey, listen, I'm doing this whole set with Indigenous makers and blah, blah, blah. Could we like alter your earrings into like, say, a keychain, you know, like, what about that? She was like, yeah, totally. And she made me 60 to go out with all the advents, and they were all different colors. So if I'm holding this one up and showing you guys this sweet little babe, you might be holding one that has a different feather, different color, but what we're all gonna have, which I just love, okay? I love handmade stuff. I love handmade stuff. Look at the back. You can see the line from the pen, from tracing these, and then she cuts them out by hand and assembles them all, right? Like, just, this isn't some kind of a mass, you know what I mean? There's so much like, with handmade, even on something like, oh, I'm gonna take this thing and trace and cut out and whatever, like someone's intentionally putting these colors together or picking these textures or doing this work. And so her hands were just all over this. And I just think that that's special. It's so special. So there's this little keychain, little jewelry for your keys. If you're not a keys person, I think it would be fun to loop it around like, gosh, I hang things off push pins on my walls or sticking it on your rearview mirror, something like that. It's such a pretty little keychain. So, and I love the evidence of the handmade on the back of it. I love being able to see pen lines from hands that traced and then cut. And I just think that's kind of special. So Rockland Art, I'll put her in the caption again, and you guys will be able to go look her up and see how pretty all the stuff is that she makes on her Instagram. Okay. So cute. Now let's open the day. Here we go. Day 4. Another beautiful color of yarn dyed by my sister, Mr. Moose. What do we have today, Mr. Moose? Well, Melissa, we got New Brunswick alpaca, and we mixed it with Alberta wool. Oh, there it is. There is today's True North colorway. Now, can you guys tell just by looking at this? Look at, there's my lock. That alpaca was black, like jet black. Here's the lock. This is actually one of the shorter locks. Okay, so this is from a sheep named Hans. And Hans comes from Range Road Acres in Alberta. And he is, hear me on this, he's a Rambouillet X, means he's crossed bloodline-wise, Wensleydale. When I saw that, I was like, the heck? It is. What? X Wensleydale? So if you're unfamiliar, Wensleydale is, Kaylee, today's True North is in the running as my favorite so far, tied with day 2. Okay, Rambouillet X Wensleydale is crazy. Like, I've never seen that. I buy more than 1,000 fleece in a year. I've never seen with a Wensleydale. So if you're unfamiliar, Wensleydale is a long wool. It's curly, like ringlets curly. It's really shiny and long stapled. And then a Rambouillet, that's a fine wool. It's French merino. Fine wool, blocky, generally. Kind of like 3 to 4 inches. If you got a 4-inch Rambouillet, I'm like, dang, that's a long Rambouillet. You know what I mean? So it's interesting because this fleece had like some crazy deviation where there were sections where you could see the Wensleydale being like, I will show myself, right? And then other parts where it was definitely pulling more Rambo. Like, I think where you could tell with areas that you would generally see more deviation anyway, like breech and neck, stuff like that. I would say it was pretty uniform as far as like the staple length went. Again, there's usually some type of deviation across the board, like a little bit, half an inch here or there, depending on the section of the fleece that you're working in. But this was like a huge fleece too. Hans was enormous. Like, I think, what was he, like 12-pound fleece or something crazy? He was a huge fleece. I have so much Hans here still, even after doing the wait list and everything, like there is still Hans chilling out in this house. He was hilariously large. What also is cool about Range Road Acres is they're one of the few Canadian shepherds I know who's coating their sheep. So was Hans coated? I know I got another one from them. I got a Rambouillet X Icelandic and that was coated. Gladys, I think Rambo's more matte and Wensley's more sheen. How does the cross look? Yeah, Rambo is totally more matte. I mean, I'm gonna say we're leaning matte. It's not reflecting light. Would I go so far as to say it's a demi-luster? Ooh, delightful, so lovely and squishy. True North looks amazing too. Thanks, Gail. Gail's got a delightful. She's working through it. She's taking some pretty pictures too, if you guys don't find her on Instagram. Okay, so it's reflective. It's not totally matte, but it's not shiny. Like Wensleydale is illuminated. It's like mohair and Gotland, all those other ones that the light hits them and they reflect. They look shiny and wet and whatever else. This isn't that. It is still absorbing light, right? Like as I'm holding it here this morning. But if I pull and like I'm looking at it, like if I'm going to pretend if it had twist, there is a sheen. there is a sheen. So it's more shiny than just Rambouillet is, but I wouldn't call this a shiny fleece. So he's very, very boinky. He's very soft. Like he's a nice soft, and there's something to him that feels kind of downy. Like if you had like the most spectacular down wool, he's got like that, and I run my hands up, that kind of felted like resistance. Like he's not smooth and slippy, which again is what you would see in a Wensleydale, right? That smooth slip as you run, like I'm doing this and I can feel the way it's pulling. Okay. I thought I geeked out, as you can tell, even as I'm doing currently. I geeked out hard over this fleece because I was like, I want to know. I also grabbed a Rambouillet X Icelandic from these guys, and pure Rambouillet that was coated for sure. So it was interesting to me to see their pure Rambo, and then to look at it next to the Icelandic influence, and to look at it next to the Wensleydale influence. So on my Instagram stories, back when I would have got this fleece, I gotta find it. I save story highlights per month on my Instagram. One of the months I got this one, and I actually was in the garage going, all right guys, here's the pure Rambouillet. Here it is with Icelandic. I don't know if I showed the Wensleydale because I pulled this one instantly and stuck it on the advent shelf. I might have. But like when it arrived, I was like, you're going in the advent. You are spectacular. Hans is spectacular. So the other ones were R2, and then I don't think I bought D2. And then there was the pure Rambo. But I will try and find that. If I can find that video today, I'll pop it into my Instagram stories because it was cool to see the pure breed from this farm, right? Like that makes a difference too, because Rambouillet can deviate across farms. So to see it from this farm and then to see what it looked like crossed with an Icelandic, on. I love it. So check out Range Road Acres. They're in Alberta. Beautiful wool. I don't think she has a large flock. They have a large flock. So me even saying this is because I love you all. Go check them out. Go find it. Beautiful stuff. Now let's look. Whoa, let's look at the blend. Oh, I'm interested this morning. This morning, I am interested. There's my mood. How are you, Melly? Oh, I'm good. I'm interested. I'm all up in here with my comfort factors, and I'm all up in here with my Oaxaca versus, freaking Surrey, and I got like stuff going on with cool, interesting X's. I mean, anyone know, if you guys are with me for a while, you know that I'm a sucker for a weirdo. I'm a sucker for a fleece that has something different going on. And someone made a comment once and they're like, all of the time in history spent purifying breeds, and then we get this one wacko and we're all like, whoa, like were you not supposed to cross them or something? It's so true. Okay, here's how this looked blended. So I know I've got some more Griffin somewhere. Griffin is the name of the alpaca that came from New Brunswick. And I got to tell you about this woman who sold me Griffin, okay? Oh, you can still smell it. All right. If you have True North guts, I want you to put Griffin up to your face and I want you to sniff him. All right. Do it. Put your face right in there. He feels like when you first touch him, you'll be like, is this clean? He's clean. He is, I believe, coated in like essential oils. Okay. There's something. This smells so good. Smell your True North. Everybody in True North, just get your face in there and smell this day. Oh, he smells wonderful. Even the carded version, which should open up some of that. Anyway, okay, but not perfumey like fake. He smells just delicious. So when I opened up, because she, this is from Rancho Tranquilo in New Brunswick, by the way. I need to like get myself in order here. When I bought, there was two things I noticed. I bought on Etsy, and the shipping was really inexpensive. And I asked her, and because I said, I think I ordered something extra, and she said free shipping. And I was like, well, listen, I'm happy to pay shipping. I'm a Canadian seller. I know how much shipping costs. And she was like, no, I know how expensive Canada Post is to ship and all these kinds of things. So I just take on some of that. I kind of split it with the customer. And I'm like, what? Like, I'm totally happy to pay. But she was like just really caring in her element towards like the customer experience and everything like that. Then she sends me Griffin. It's vacuum sealed. She had washed it. So this was a shepherd prep, okay? When you guys are working with this with guts, the shepherd herself washed it. And then she sends me this. Just take it in. There's our precious griffin, all drawn out. Like, it's like griffin art. He's so cute. Or maybe it's just like a really fuzzy picture. Anyway, I thought that this was the most sweet. She sent me a beautiful note that's like, she hand wrote me like a gorgeous note and stuck it in here. And because I'd also bought some wool from her, some alpaca that she hand dyed in turmeric, and she hand dyed in like all these other things. So she's letting me know, but I might get some yellow on my fingers from this one, but like this and this and whatever else. And it was so cute. So I have like her turmeric dyed alpaca in there, and like very, I felt like I was purchasing like a real, like holistically prepared fiber, and she herself was very like outward, like caring, and like the experience. I don't know, man. I was like, I felt soothed after the experience. It was lovely and super connective and communicative. Anyway, there's our precious griffin. And I could go back quickly. Do you guys want to see him raw? No, see him raw, see him washed. I know I have another pouch of him. But you probably get the idea. He looks like this. He was jet black, beautiful, and smelled so good. And here he is, blended in with our Rambouillet X Wensleydale. And we got this gorgeous stony gray. This is definitely going to spin marled. Gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous. I absolutely love it. So that is Hans from Alberta and Griffin from New Brunswick blended together. Smells so sweet. And as far as processing either one of these, oh, I didn't have to process Griffin because he came washed from the shepherd. Processing Hans. How was that to wash? He was 3 scours, but I was going to do that anyway for anything fine wool. I did that for most of the Advent just because I was like abundance of caution. Was there anything else about Hans? No, I'm trying to think. I'm trying to always give you guys notes because as you wash specific fleece, there are specific tactics sometimes to the breed, to the, like yesterday we talked about Quebec had some crusty tips, right? What do we do about that? It's not a problem. It's a non-issue. Why? And how do you look at it? So a part of the lore is I want to talk about what was processing these like, what's carding these like, just in case there's anything that's helpful in your guys' own processing journey. I think it would be great if everybody was processing wool and I was out of the job. Like, it's a cool hobby. I love it with my whole entire heart. I know it's not for everybody, but so I try to talk about processing the fleece. Yesterday we talked about the Ruperts. So we don't need to talk about processing that one. And it was also a simple statement of effortless. There was really not much. Did I talk about process? I did. Okay. Rambouillet X Wensleydale. I don't think I did anything special. I don't think I particularly had the carders any slower. He had enough heft to him to just get going with this one in an easy way. Yeah, I don't think there was anything really remarkable about washing it. I think it was really straightforward. And the experience with the shepherd was really straightforward and really great. So, okay, so we opened our delightful, we've ended the Cormo experience. We've got our beautiful Cormo with Pebble. Oh, I named it Fluffy Pebbles. And I never said the name of the Cormo yesterday. What the heck did I call it? Can I get there in my mind palace before I get across the room? What did I call it? Oh, I put it over here. Hello. Killing Me Softly. Okay, yesterday's Cormo was called Killing Me Softly. Today's is called Fluffy Pebbles. And I didn't name the True North ones, but we've got Griffin and Hans. Everything's going well. Tomorrow we're going to move over into Quebec alpaca. New Brunswick, Quebec. Yeah, we're going to hit up Quebec alpaca and meet a new fleece from across Canada. And then we're going to jump into one of the new fine wools in Delightful, the next little set. I'm excited. No spoilers. Oh, it's bursting out. It's almost bursting out of me. But unless anybody has any questions. Anybody? Also, I made the jankiest video last night on Instagram. I put on my little neck thing, and just, I was carding. I had 25 grams to card of something. And so I threw this friend on. You guys liking pajama time with Mel this morning? Okay, I threw this guy on. This is what it looks like. It's like this is my neck boob, my little boob neck thing. It goes like this, and then my phone sits right here, and then I can like do stuff, but see how it could move? Ugh. I need it to nestle more. But I'm like, I need a longer one, or I'm tall or something. Okay, so this is what I wear. And then I did like this first person perspective of carding up 25 grams because I've been getting asked, I had mentioned it on here already too, about carding up the different True North days. So I made the jankiest video last night. It has focus issues. It's not particularly well put together. It is your true MellyKnits live. But if anyone's been questioning how to card up their Guts Advent, go check it out. It's worth something. Okay? Like there, it was the least I could do in the moment. Truly, the least I could do. Okay, that's it for me, unless there's questions. Was there a question? Did anyone pop one up and then it disappeared while I was running around this room this morning, or no? We're good? Everyone's okay? Yes? It's silent. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna see myself out. Okay. Thank you, Kaylee. Also, is everyone following along with Kaylee's openings? I love them. I love when Kaylee opens True North under the tree with the cute little nails and has all the pretty twirling. I just like watching other people. There's some people that are fun to watch handle things. She's fun to watch handle things. Okay. Kaylee, you could be one of those ASMR nail tappers. You could. I'd watch you do that. Get a glass of water and just tap on it later and test it. Let's see. Okay, I'm gonna go have some more coffee and have some breakfast. See you guys back here tomorrow at 9 my time, 9 a.m. and we'll venture out. And oh, Gail wants the neck camera. Amazon. I got mine on Amazon. The neck holder thingy. And I'll see you guys later. I'll see you tomorrow morning or later on Instagram. Okay. Kisses. Goodbye.